way we handle family business. This all has to be handled correctly.
Welcome to the Holy Shhh podcast. It's your boy ABE from DET.
It's your boy Ron T, the Icon.
Let me fix my shirt. No
yeet.
No
Chuck
yeet.
Jordan.
Today, the era of yeeting is over. Or maybe just on pause for now.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
We'll see. That kind of got me right into our first topic today. Chuck, if you guys watch our post shows, you know Chuck was on there saying he was proclaiming this before it happened. He said Jay is in everybody's business. He's not focused on his own shit. He got his nose in everything but his own, and that's why he lost that title. And it got me thinking about this topic of when do you know it's a fight, but no, it's not your fight? How do you defer those two? You know, you like, I'm a good person. I want to help out. But maybe it's not your fight. What got me also thinking about that, not just Jay Uso, was our conversation we've been having with our fellow castmate, Meeks Mayhem, who brings the mayhem. As you know, what's going on in L.A. with the riots. She is Mexican and from L.A., so it's double hitting home with her. And, you know, she's very passionate about it, but it's not that I am not. It's just, to me, I guess I wasn't as educated. And I was somewhat in the conversation saying, that's not my fight. Not that I don't want to fight it. It doesn't relate to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would have to educate myself on it. I'm not just going in there, oh, we protested. What are we protesting for? I need to understand it. It's not in my world. But let's just dive into that, knowing when it's a fight, but when it's not your fight. Who want to get started, man?
I think that's a good thing for Ron T.
Well, I'll say it's hard when you're a good person and you want to see the best for everybody to stand back and say, you know, it's not my fight. It could be it's not my fight yet type of thing. But yeah, it's hard to tell. I
like that. Not my fight yet.
Yeah, I think a lot of times that's what people tend to jump in when it's not their turn yet. You got to give some people a chance to stand on their own 2 feet before you can step in. And I think a lot of times people don't want to do the work first, so they expect you to jump in right away. And that's what you have to fight, the urge to do. So when you feel it's the right time or you feel moved, that's when you jump in. Not because, hey, I need you to jump in right away.
Right.
Like assess the
I'm
situation.
pulling up, hop in. What's going on? Don't worry about it.
Right. You end up like my man's in the backseat. What was that? Was that
Trey?
Yeah.
Let
me out the car.
Let me out the car.
Let me out.
I wouldn't let that nigga out of nothing, man. What the fuck? You in this bitch. We dying.
You better lay on the floor in the car or something.
Right. How you feel about it, Chuck?
I'm a villain, so you already know. My big stance is my name is Bennett, and I ain't in it.
Damn. What if they need your help? The cause is calling you.
I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of times I look at it like this. This might be the wrong way to think of it, but when I needed help, where were you? I stood on my own too. I got the shit done. So now it's a difference when I'm standing and you see me falling and you, I got you. I'm very prone to, I got your back. Like forever, I got your back because you helped me. It's one of those trade-offs. But if you saw me fall and you just took a picture and put me on World Star and you didn't help out or you just walked away like you seen I needed to help. I'm sorry. I'm very petty where it comes down to I'm not gonna help back.
Right.
But it's a difference when I'm not gonna help back or if I see you struggling, I'm like, all right, let me make sure. I usually try to stop shit. I usually try to de-escalate. I'm not going to jump in and fight, but I will jump in and break the shit up. Like, hey, like stop. You go your way. You go your way. Like, let's be. What is it called? Agree to disagree.
Okay.
Just disagree. Y'all can both keep. We can live in unison.
But sometimes breaking it up, you end up in the fight.
that happened to me before.
Break up the fight like,
Right.
now I'm
like I
fighting
said,
2 people.
I've been on both sides. I've even been in the middle where I've even gotten my ass beat because I tried to break it up, and one person started fighting me, and the person who I was trying to help save, they tucked and ran.
Right.
They
And
said,
I'm like,
this is a good opportunity for me to get up out of here.
which took me back to I should have been like Bennett and kept kept myself to But then again, like Cat Williams said, because sometimes you could just be sitting there and be an innocent bystander to a bullet.
Right. You walking by, you see an old lady getting jumped on by 3 guys. Do you jump in?
No,
Wow.
math ain't mathing.
The math ain't
Nah,
mathing.
it'd be different if it was 2 guys. Yeah, I could probably fight 2 guys on my own.
Right, but 3?
Even if the old lady just got her little cane hitting 1 and I'm swinging on 2, but
Right.
3 to 4 and it's her. Nah,
You ain't shit, nigga.
I will call the cops.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I
at least you
will
call
do
the
that.
cops.
I'm not jumping in, but I will call for you to get some assistance.
Sometimes you got to call the cops and then leave because they think it's you as soon as they
Yeah,
pull
that
up.
is
Dead
true.
ass.
That is true. That is true.
Dead ass. Hey, I'm gonna keep walking while calling the cops. Like, there's this lady getting beat. Da-da-da-da. I'm gonna keep going, but I will call for assistance for you. But I myself keep telling people my next shirt might be Bennett, and I'm not in it.
Right. We was diving a little bit into the LA situation. Do you know a lot about it? Like what is the core of it? What is
The
what is
main
the
thing-
riot? Why are we rioting right
Yeah, the main thing is because
They're
they
protesting.
are.
They
they're-
call it a riot.
Yeah, they're protesting right now.
Okay.
And it's not a riot. They're protesting because people are literally getting grabbed up by people that's claiming to be ICE, and we don't know if it's ICE. We don't know if it's people where you don't nothing. They don't
Right,
announce
right.
themselves. They just walking up. They catching people coming home from work. Imagine you walking home from work after a hard day and a van pull up and snatch you and your family don't know where you are. It's like that type
I
of
see
stuff
what you
going
mean.
on.
Okay, I see what you mean.
And they could be actually American citizens, but they don't know. You look Mexican. Let me pull up and snatch you up. And
Right.
it's a process to it. And the process is being skipped because it's like it's a manhunt for people that's Mexican or look Mexican. You look Mexican, get in the car and just grabbing you up without due process. So that's what they're talking about. These people are being locked away and locked in all type of cages, shipped off to El Salvador.
Damn.
And without going through the process of seeing a judge, hearing, due process, all that's being skipped. And that's what the riot's about. It's the constitutional rights are being stepped over.
So is that something that you was talking about? We were just talking about. How do you help here, or do you not help? Do we make posts about it? Are we supposed to?
If I see information on social media, I'll share it. If I'll post it, I might say speak out against it online. But as far as going out protesting and stuff, I've seen through plenty of trial and error when black people go out to protest, they think it's violent, and then it gets bad. So I think for a lot of black people, we're like, we'll support you from a distance, but we gonna stay ourselves at home.
Definitely.
Especially when
when we had our struggles,
we had Black Lives Matter.
We was
a lot of
kind of
people
on
like,
our own.
Everybody matters. Like, you're not understanding that Black Lives matter.
Always saying that our lives matter,
Our lives
and
matter
a
too.
lot of people in the community that's being affected right now didn't stand up. Not saying all of them did, but a lot of them didn't stand up and was like, "Well, that ain't our fight."
But yet they want our help.
So I think that's what it comes to now. It's like, we fight for everybody. As a black community, we fight for the Asian people, we fight for the LGBTQ. We didn't fight for Latinos before, and when it comes to us to help our fight, everybody's like.
Turn a blind eye.
So
Right,
I think black people right now are just tired. Like, we tired of fighting for everybody, and not enough people fighting for us.
Facts. Well said. Next topic. What you got for us, Ryan T?
Well, I was looking at the landscape of wrestling right now, and I feel like we're transitioning out of the Paul Levesque era, and we're transitioning into the TKO era. And the TKO era is starting to look a lot like the Vince McMahon era. And with that being said, we're seeing a lot of nostalgia acts happening again. And with the nostalgia acts comes veterans that are still getting a push. But you have a lot of young up-and-coming talent that are kind of sitting in the middle or not getting a push or even getting released. So, with that being said, how do you transition the long-standing veterans out and promote the up-and-coming and new talent without tarnishing their legacy?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I'm probably going to sound like a hypocrite because I really want them to push new talent. But when they had the Randy Orton King of the Ring qualifier, I was happy he won. And a lot of people was like, "Oh, this is the time they could have pushed new talent." I'm just happy that Melo didn't take the pin.
Yeah,
Because
me too.
I think him taking the pin, especially him being a new talent, would have buried him. But it was like he technically almost won if Randy didn't pop out of nowhere.
That
But that's
RKO
Randy's
was-
slogan
that
is
RKO
out of
was sweet,
nowhere.
yeah.
Right,
So
right.
it's like as the fanboy in me was happy that he won, but it was like I get where a lot of people were saying like he didn't need it, but I was like, no, he doesn't need it. But as a fan, I would love to see him get it one more time before he does roll out of here. Especially we all know he got a bad back.
Mm-hmm.
So you saying
Bad
certain
neck.
people,
Yeah, certain talents.
certain talents can stay, some got to be faded out.
I think they need to like not just focus all on the old talent. It's like, all right, we're gonna pick 2 or 3 from the old talent, 2 or 3 from the new talent. That way, it's a mutual. Both sides get representation. And like I said, at the end of the day, I'm just happy that don't let the veterans always pin the young talents. Find a guy who like LA Knight who has enough steam behind him to where a pinfall doesn't hurt him. He still can come out tomorrow and coach will still be yelling, yeah. I won't, but he will. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Larry can use the title and I'll still be going,
Woo! Whoa. That's what you call a reach. That's what you
far
call
from
a
that
reach.
one. I would more so say like if Zelina Vega loses to Julia, I know they are promoting that soon. I'm not gonna be mad about Zelina because it's like Zelina's a workhorse. I know she deserved the title, and let Julia take it. Where on you got Becky with the other one, so it's like you have a veteran, but then you got a new talent. Like let both have equal. I don't want to say visitational rights, but it's like if you're gonna push one, push the other next, or like just kind of share the wealth.
yeah.
You know, I'm crazy as it may sound. I like where TKO is headed. You know, I know it's chaos, they firing people, but I like that shit. It's stirring some shit up. It's making people get on they toes. I gotta when I get my shot, I gotta show out now. And I also like we always talk about old people overstaying their time. They are pushing these niggas the fuck out. They like, you gotta go. Making a couple mistakes. They made that mistake around R-Truth. I think the Miz, R-Truth, they should have jobs for life. What they do, you can't duplicate that. There's not another young person coming to do what they do because everybody too cool nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they should be lifers, but everybody else it should be like they're doing now. I think they're doing
Just
a
letting
good
the
job.
contracts run out.
Yeah, and let your numbers speak for them. When you're on the segment, how are your TV ratings? When you selling merch, how is that selling? And just base it off of that. No age.
I think some of the older guys, and I'm not talking about the ones who are great wrestlers, but the one who are great promoters or talkers, should do like the Miz was doing and slowly be switch over to the managerial roles.
Right.
Because I think a lot of the young talents could use somebody who can speak for them.
What's they call agents in the
Agents.
back? Agents in the back. Yeah. What's
Or
that,
even on-screen agents.
what's
like
that
you're
guy
saying.
from American Alpha? Jason.
Jason Jordan.
Yeah, I'm always seeing him backstage coming out. So
Breaking up fights.
yeah, just
Don't do it,
rotate
Bronson
him like
Reed.
that, man. You ain't got to fire him. Put him in the back. Let him be manager, something like that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
just transition to something else because
But the youth movement has to happen.
Yeah.
youth movement definitely has to happen.
It has to happen right now because AEW, I'm telling you, they got this freshness about them. It's like they're wrestlers, you've never seen them before. In WWE, they're missing that element. You know, they got too many AEW guys over there, too many NXT. They need some fresh, homegrown stuff over there. So
Well, with AEW, they had. It's been a minute since I got to get back into it, but there was a time when you had an old guy had the belt, but then their other belt was from a new talent. So it was like that's what I'm saying. Like it wasn't just all the old guys get all the belt. It's,
right.
All right. Well, we have Jericho will have it, but then we got this young guy got it over here. So
No,
it's
let's
like,
never let Jericho have it again.
no, I'm saying
Please.
at that time. I'm saying
Okay.
at that time,
Oh yeah, no,
Jer-
he's transitioning.
Oh,
on
I'm
his way
saying
out.
please,
at the
yeah,
time,
get him the hell
I'm just
outta
saying
here.
at the time it was Jericho had one, but then the young talent had the other one.
Now, that's one who needs to go. I mean, I enjoy Jericho, but God damn it, just manage. No
Manage,
more
yeah,
wrestling.
he
Just
needs
manage.
to go to manage role.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Or go back
I
on
think,
tour.
Yeah, I think that I think they should let them know that hey, like they did with R-Truth, but not like they did with R-Truth. Like just say hey, your contract is coming up. We're gonna go ahead and phase you out, but we want to they know your contract is coming up this year. Hey, this is your contract's coming up this year. We want to give you an opportunity to end things on your own terms.
That's what you're saying.
What do you have creatively for us so we can do this? And I think that's how they should do it instead of, hey, your contract's up in 2 weeks, we're not renewing. It's just
Right.
like, yo, what? And now it's saying R-Truth on TV and everybody mad. But if you gave R-Truth a year and said, hey, your contract is up next year, we're trying to bring in new talent. We need you to be out on your own terms, and then we'll bring you back in as a producer, or we'll bring you back in as this.
Yeah.
And
I would
slowly
have a-
phase
I would
certain
have a
people off the
stipulation for him.
screen.
If it was time for him to come, I would have extended his contract and be like, all right, what they're doing now, we're gonna loop you with the John Cena thing, but we're gonna have a stipulation at the end where y'all both go. So where y'all both head on out the door.
Mm-hmm.
That way it's not, people don't feel sad that you're gone. It's like,
Yeah,
damn, he almost won that match, and if he would have won, he
like
would
it's a
still
triple
be here.
threat match or something like that, and the losers leave WWE or have to retire, and
Yeah,
then they
right.
both retire, and then they get to do the thank you, truth, all that type. Give them a send off.
Yeah, but just
So,
to be like, yeah, you're
I'm
gone.
all for
Woo!
it.
Like,
TKO,
damn.
keep doing what you're doing. Ruin the whole company. Send everyone to hell.
All right, speaking
What
of
you
that,
got, Chuck?
speaking of that, all right, my question is, do you think Jey Uso's short reign as world champion, 51 days, and Intercontinental champion, 27 days, reflects a personal bias against him despite his status as a top draw with multiple best-selling shirts and huge fan support?
I do not. I don't think it's a bias. I'm not for sure about the Intercontinental title. That might be up in the air. But I am learning that this is all about Goldberg. Goldberg
His
fighting
retirement.
Gunther. You don't want Goldberg against
Jey
Jey.
Uso.
So putting the title on Gunther so that the Saudis get what they want. If they wanted Gunther, Goldberg, they paying them $8 million or whatever the number
And
is.
you got to make it big by making
Yeah.
it for the title.
I understand it's a business decision. So I'm not so mad about. But if I was Jay, I would feel a little disrespected.
Yeah, what?
Like, why you need Goldberg?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not Jay, and I understand, nigga, you ain't Goldberg. That's why,
Yeah.
niggas. I don't care. He is a nostalgic. We were just talking about that a minute.
Yeah,
He's something
nostalgic.
nostalgic. You bring him around. Not only are you gonna get the Negroes that's already there, you about to get all the people who left a long time ago. Like, oh, I remember Goldberg, and you
Yeah.
getting a whole new crowd. So it is something that is more
So
beneficial for them to have
so
Gunther had a title.
So you
Think it's just
better
business
for the
as usual.
Saudis to be able to hijack the pay-per-views all the time?
I don't think
Just
it's
because they're paying for it.
no,
I'm just asking.
no,
Because a lot of
it's
people got mad
bad.
about that before.
It's bad for business.
Because a lot of people were mad about that before when they was like, well, we want these matches, but it was like,
Yeah.
so now they got to reorganize every story structure to fit what they want because they're paying the most money.
I think that's where it faults at the TKO area, in my
Yep.
opinion,
Yep.
is that we learned that TKO is in debt a lot. So they're going to make decisions based on money and money only, and not the fact that you're telling a story and like you're making the fans upset.
Right.
But no, they want this, so this is what they're going to get them. So I feel like that's the decision making. It has nothing to do against nothing against Jay, but what we're going to do for you is we're going to create another, and I'll be all for it too, because anytime it's the Usos versus the New Day, they kill it every time. So if we're renewing that rivalry, say, I don't know if the New Day is on their way out too, if this is it for them.
Please, God,
Or-
no. They killing it right now.
Or, yeah, I'm saying, I don't know if this is their last go round, or if they just want to say, hey, you know what? We should do the Usos and New Day again. And they got the title. So I don't know if this is what they're doing, but hey, I'm all for it anytime it's the Usos and New Day. So
Definitely.
maybe that was like, hey, we're going to take the title off you, but this is the we're gonna give you this coming up too.
Rikishi took it extremely personal. I don't
Yeah,
know
he
if
did.
y'all saw that. He
I
was
saw it.
pissed off.
Yeah,
If he was
he
in
said,
this room,
fire the writers. He
fire
said,
the
fire
writers.
the writers.
Kick everybody out. I'm like, damn. I mean, I see it from a business standpoint. It makes sense.
I got it
Yeah.
from a business standpoint, but also from a business standpoint, this guy literally has, I think right now it's five of your top 10 selling merch.
Yeah.
So he's drawing in your money. WrestleMania, we seen the entire stadium is going nuts when he comes out. Every stadium is even though it's ticket sales is tickets are going up in stadiums. So
Right.
people are still paying the money. And if you look out the fans, most of them have a Yeet shirt on, except for me. I have the no Yeet.
Yeah. So
But
another
you know what I'm saying?
question
He's bringing in money.
I guess another question is this an attempt to help Jimmy out? Because Jimmy is kind of floating into obscurity, and they're like, we don't want Jay to disappear. So what's the best? Jimmy to disappear. So what's the best way? Is to put them back together?
The way I look at everything with TKO, I'm starting to figure them out. If you think money, you'll understand their train of thought. It's all about money. They just ripped WrestleMania from a whole city. New
put it
Orleans.
back in Vegas,
People
yeah.
was booking trips to New Orleans. They was getting
I
their
was ready
Creole
to-
gumbo ready.
I was ready to go to New Orleans.
And now they said, nah. We going to Vegas. We made more
Again.
money. We doing
I
a
ain't gonna lie.
U-turn. That's just the way they doing
I was
business,
getting ready to buy
man.
tickets. And I was looking forward to eating some crepes. I've never had crepes. I was looking forward, but nah.
Crepes?
Nope.
Crepe
No crepes
slap.
for you. You're going to be on the slots, blowing all your money at
He
the
said, I wanted
casino.
to have some shrimp and grits.
Yeah, man. I was looking forward to
Creole.
all
Yeah,
that.
so
I
this
was-
is all business. You know what I mean? It's just, and it's sad, because you hit it right on the head, I think, at the beginning of the show. They are looking more and more like the Vince McMahon era.
Yeah.
The more this keeps going, it's just about money, and that's it, man. It's not about long-term storytelling, none of that. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
But that got me with our next topic. We are in a great time of professional wrestling where it's so much to watch. Like us as a show, a lot of people ask us, can you guys cover this? It's only so many days in the week. Seriously, we cover a show every single day. So if we add something, is God giving us another day?
Yeah, somebody.
And by the way, I want to let people
But
know.
let me finish.
No, I
You
gotta
about
say
to drift.
this.
You've drifted. Let's stay on
I'm
topic.
gotta drift.
Stay on topic here. Let's get into my point. All right.
All right,
Topic.
it was adding to your point. Go
Look,
ahead, though.
My point is this. Now his nigga done threw me off. Trying to make,
By the way, people, we're not a news crew. We don't have people just give us the highlights, the bulletins. We have to watch this.
Yeah, we have to watch this.
Go ahead.
entire
I'm sorry. I
show.
had to get that out.
Right. So, with all the professional wrestling that is out there, it's a beautiful time to be a fan. And it got me thinking. You can go to a restaurant and say, I like my burger with pickles, mustard, ketchup, medium rare, however you want it. So my question today is, how do you like your professional wrestling? I'll start just to give an example a little bit of that.
Said bloody and
I like my professional wrestling serious. Like, I don't like goofy shit. This is why I just started liking the New Day when they turn heels. I've always not liked them because I don't like the funny shit. The shit with the iguana guy, this is annoying me.
That was great for me.
That is annoying me right now. So I do not like goofy shit. I like my wrestling serious. I don't like I like hardcore every now and then, but not every day.
But did you like
it up.
Orange Cassidy though? Because I think he tiptoed the line.
He wrote the line well, but I'm gonna be honest. Yes, I am an AEW mark. Orange Cassidy bothers me. I am not an Orange Cassidy
Hands
fan.
in the pockets,
Yeah,
kicks to
that
the
annoys
shins.
me. He's toned it down ever now that he's talking, but that's what I like my wrestling. A little serious, a little extreme. I don't like it goofy. Growing up, you got made fun of. Like, look, you watching this
watch
fake
wrestling?
shit. So when they make it look even more fake, it pisses me off. Like, man, I've been fighting all my life for this shit. And you gonna send a nigga with an iguana out here like it's real. Come on, man. Man, you making me look stupid. But that's how I like my wrestling. Ryan T, how you like your professional wrestling?
Man, I feel like I'm like a buffet when it comes to wrestling. Man, I like all different. Just like my music, I like all different
You
genres
just a wrestling
of music.
slut.
No, it's like a buffet, man. I just go in there. I like silly wrestling sometimes. Sometimes I like serious wrestling. Sometimes I like some of the hardcore stuff. Now, some of the the death matches and stuff, I can't do too much of that. That's like getting a steak. I can't do rare. I can't do it like all that too much blood. I can't do it. I'm like, all right, this is kind of
rare steak.
yeah. It's kind of turning me off to it. But you'll see some clips where people are doing like that whole wrestling dummy when somebody gets in there and put in the whole match together wrestling a dummy. That's impressive to me because you have to do a lot to pull it off to make it look good. So that's what I respect about the comedy parts of it. Sometimes you can do comedy and it's bad, but Santino Marella, that was funny when he pulled out the little snake and he goes, and my man said that type of stuff was funny. So I can like too much funny, it gets annoying. But you got to get just the right amount of it.
So you letting any type of wrestling in your bed, but what don't you like? what type of wrestling? Like, I don't like this type of wrestling.
Like I said, when it goes too far to the extreme.
Okay.
Like the needles
forks and
and all
syringes going through your mouth.
Yeah, that type of stuff. I'm like, all right, that's a little bit too much for me.
All right. Chuck Jordan.
What's up?
How do you like your professional wrestling?
Balanced.
Balanced.
It has to be balanced. I think too much of anything is bad for you. I've always liked even characters who are supposed to be silly. I like them when they're silly with a serious undertone. That's why I've always was like a fan of Truth because he's not coming like he's like, oh, I wasn't supposed to be here. Like it looks around. Oh, my bad. It's like
the Women's Royal Rumble.
Yeah, like when
oh
he,
man,
it's like he runs out with the full ladder and it's like he's so serious.
right.
He goes up and they like Truth wrong match. He like, oh. It's like a serious undertone of it. He's being silly, but it's the undertone is serious. Like, no, I'm really about to go out here and win this match. It ain't just, I got a ladder. Look at me, guys.
Yeah.
Like, he was so serious, and I like that. And then when there's guys who are too serious, I'm like, man, like, loosen up a little bit,
Yeah.
man. Like, man, you too serious. So I really like balance. Even with, like, the blood and gore stuff, all right, I don't like them when it's back-to-back matches is like that. All right, we have one of those, and let's have something else. And if we go back to that, cool, but each match needs to be a little bit of something. All right, we got high flyers in this match. Let's go more heavyweights in this match. Like I like balance. I like things to be cohesive.
What era of professional wrestling is you like? That's my favorite taste of wrestling. What era?
Right when they were ending the Attitude Era, getting into the PG. Because once they got fully into the PG, it was no remnants of the Attitude. And I thought it was like too strict, but I thought it was like too off the walls with the Attitude Era. So it was that middle ground when they was trying to slowly get into that PG, but they still was doing a lot of stuff Attitude.
And he
but they
wasn't
were trying
saying
to tone
suffering
those guys
succotash.
down.
Right.
But they was trying to tone those guys down. That in between moment for me was like best time to be a fan because it was like you still get your cussing, but now you ain't got to worry about covering your kids' eyes because a booby might pop out or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like it was. And then plus with the women, they're no longer being degraded. They can really wrestle.
Yeah.
It was that moment for me was my favorite time of wrestling.
What was your favorite era of?
My favorite era still to this day, Black and Gold era NXT. That's what brought me back to wrestling.
Black and Gold.
Kevin Owens when he was right before he came up to the main roster.
Fight Owens fight.
Yep, all the way up until Vince McMahon was like, "I'll take care of this," and made it all
Velveteen
multicolored.
Dream.
I was like, "Yeah, Velveteen Dream versus Ricochet."
They didn't bring that
all
guy
that
back.
stuff.
I know I'm probably the only minority who says that.
No,
Yeah,
Velveteen.
He destroyed this.
Well, Velveteen Dream should have been back a long time ago, but I also think that he is digging a hole for himself, and he needs to chill out.
Right.
He is.
Chill
but
out.
Somebody needs to take his social media from him. Shut it
Like
down.
he's trying
they need
to
to give
go
him a
into
contract.
business.
They need to
He's
give
trying
him
to
a
go into
contract.
business for himself, as they call it, and you messing yourself up.
They need
Don't
to give
do
him a
it.
contract and be like, look, you stop talking, we'll let you wrestle.
Yeah.
Or we'll tell you what to say and what not to say. And
No.
you gotta
We'll
stay in there.
get you a manager. You
Yeah.
cannot speak. We just need you to go out there and wrestle.
But he was not a bad talker.
He's not a
though.
bad talker, but I'm saying some of the stuff that
Social
he says
media
off
stuff.
outside of the ring.
Yeah, don't talk outside
don't
the
need
ring.
you to talk.
Right, no. My favorite era, I was on a live with somebody the other day on TikTok, and I was really thinking about this. And at first, I gave them on live Attitude Era, then I kind of thought about it. And today, I done changed my stance. And this might sound crazy, but my favorite era of professional wrestling is right now. Like, literally right now. I just got the Bloodline storyline that is just crazy out cold. I got a new faction, AEW over here, causing all type of hell. I got WWE acquiring AAA. I got AEW tagging with CMLL. I got New Japan over here going crazy. TNA, NXT right now is a time of wrestling that we don't even know we in because we in it. So I just had to take a step back. I think like right now is a great time in professional wrestling.
I think for me, it's a very, very close second, and it could take number one.
It could
if it
easily.
continues. Because like I said, with the black and gold era, when they had the AEW versus NXT every day, they were trying to outdo each other.
Right.
That was a great time for wrestling for me.
And then it's like if you didn't like the only thing about that, see, black and gold era when that was hot, you liked it, I liked it, but it was somebody somewhere who didn't, and they didn't have too many other options.
Yeah.
But today,
Yeah.
oh my God,
You
you got
got all
so
type of
many options. It's like so many, man. And then everything's easily accessible with streaming and digital platforms now. I can watch New Japan at my crib easily now.
I would love to watch Evolve, but I
can't do it. You're never gonna catch me watching that.
I mean, it's
shit.
better now. It's a lot better now, but it's just like I don't have time. It's too much.
Right.
I can't do Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Can't do it. Next topic though, Ron T, what you got for us?
Well, we're talking about favorite era of wrestling. You can think about a lot of nostalgia stuff when you were growing up. What wrestler growing up that was your favorite wrestler? You loved to see him in the ring, and then you go back and watch their matches as an adult, and you're like, man, they couldn't really wrestle. They were all bravado.
Right. I already know mine's right off the rip. As soon as you said it, Ultimate Warrior.
Right.
I'll go back and I'll watch some of his shit, and I'm like, what was I thinking, man? Like I painted my face in a bathroom like a dumbass one day. Trying to be this guy, and he didn't make no sense in his promos. I think I was just a kid. I saw the colors, the muscles.
Yeah,
that was it. I was so
the energy.
Yeah, the
came
energy,
out shaking the ring.
just jacked off Mountain Dew. You know, I was just there. But when I went back, and I'm like, yo, this guy was trash.
Very
man.
limited moveset.
Like even Hogan,
yeah,
was a little bit better than him. You know what?
When I realized Ultimate Warrior really couldn't wrestle is when they added Ultimate Warrior to WWE 2K, and I was like, that's his finishing move?
Right,
I was like, it's not the gorilla press, it's a running dive? Like a running splash was his finisher? Exactly. I'm like, man.
Yeah, so that is mine's Ultimate Warrior.
Mine's a little controversial because I think he can wrestle now, but during the time when I was a fan, Enzo Amore.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he could ever wrestle, and he still can't.
No, he's getting better.
No, he can actually have some really good matches.
I'm talking about Enzo when he was in cruiserweight, and everybody knew Neville should have been the champ because Neville was better. I was so happy he had the belt. I'm like, let's go Enzo. I was like, oh my God. I know this guy's bad, but it's so great to watch.
He was just like I said, that was somebody else with they were all bravado, all energy, all that type of stuff.
Energy.
Used to do the little scoot. I was like, yeah,
he was over, and he had everything. If you had three things you want a wrestler to have, it was like the added, like the mic skills, the in-ring ability, and the look. He had the look and the mic skills. He was like, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. Forget about it.
Who'd you have?
For me, it was Ultimate Warrior, but my second one was actually Lex Luger, man.
Lex Luger.
I really liked Lex Luger as a kid, and he had another very limited moveset. He wasn't great on the mic, but for some reason, I thought Lex Luger was the greatest thing ever, and he didn't really have a lot of moves. He had the bionic elbow. He'd hit you in the face with an elbow, and then that's his finishing move. I'm like, man, I thought Lex Luger was the guy.
Right.
But yeah, he did what he needed to do to get over.
Yeah, definitely. What you got for us, Chuck?
Mental health.
Let's dive down to mental health.
People tend to fall into one or two
check.
categories: independent or group oriented. Which do you believe best describes you? How has that trait helped you in life, or are there moments that you wish you were the opposite? And I'll go first. I'm very independent. I don't really work well with groups, even though people have told me I work well with groups, but I'm very personal where as long as you're doing your job and getting your tasks done, we ain't gonna have no problems. But as soon as I feel like you're slacking, I'll do it myself. Like just move out the way. Like if I set a deadline, I have to meet it, and I don't let nothing stop me. And a lot of times people have called me disloyal because they be like, all right, well, the group all decided we're gonna do this. Well, take me out the group because I'm gonna finish it when we said we were gonna finish it. Like which is probably the reason I have a project every year. I put out music every year. I haven't missed a year due to the fact that I have to have something. And my mind is like, I don't let nothing stop me. I can't let anything get in the way. But a lot of times I wish that I could be more group orientated because I feel like I put too much on myself.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas suppose I could be like, oh, like so-and-so got it. But if I don't feel like so-and-so got it, all right, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to do it myself.
Right. That makes sense.
I think I'm both, actually. I think I work well independent up to a point, and then I'll get to a point where it's like, all right, this ain't my expertise. I need somebody whose expertise this is to help move my idea along a little bit more. So I'm independent up to a point, and then I'm like, yo, I need a group. That's when I'm asking people, hey, I need this, I need that. Anybody know that? So I can do independent up to a point, but when I get to parts that's not my expertise, I'm such a perfectionist. If I try to do it myself and ain't right, I'm not gonna like it.
Right.
So
Do you believe that's helped you or hindered you?
I believe it's both helped and hindered. I've had some times where I've waited on somebody else because we said we was gonna do something together, and I got to a point to where I was stagnant, to where I just had to take over and do it myself. And I've had some points to where I've tried to do it up myself and got to a point to like, crap, now I'm stuck. I need some help. So I mean, I think it's a double-edged sword.
I'm 1,000%
In the
group.
but
No, I ain't independent. I'm group. I mean, it may
Yeah.
sound crazy, but when you really think about it, I just know my whole life. When I was even sports, I just was trying to play I like team games. I just feel like I've always believed that you can accomplish a lot with an army, and so I'm always group orientated. Everything I do. When I was young and I didn't want to be a rapper, I had a rap group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So even here, I was going down to write a podcast on my own. I'm like, nah, I'd rather have it with my niggas.
Yeah.
Just have a group. It runs better when you're just more people. So I've always thought like that. Now, do I wish I could be on the other side? I do wish, but I don't even think it's an option anymore. I just feel like life is kind of hard, man.
Yeah.
And if you're out here doing stuff on your own and
you'll get burnt out.
you're
Real
gonna get
easy.
burnt out, man. Like sometimes when people come to me with this social media stuff and they ask me for advice, and I like to do everything on my own. Well, you're not gonna succeed. We collab with people every week. We got a show every Sunday. We collab, and it's just reaching out. And it's just necessary. You can't do it on your own out here.
I think you're better at. That's what I learned, that you have a better chance of success when you have a group of people around you, especially like-minded people. Because like
That's
I said,
the key.
like-minded
Like-minded.
people. You can't have a bunch of people that just want to be around just to be around and be ready for the ride. You got to have like-minded people.
And then I look at it like your odds are higher of succeeding. Like it's 5 of us on this show.
Yeah.
Any day, one of us could blow.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we want Minks. But guess what? We still on her squad. We all blowing. You know what I mean? We just behind the scenes and it's the Mink show now.
Yep.
Or however, if vice versa for anybody. So I just look at the odds,
Yeah.
I want to say yay and nay because it's like I don't mind playing any role that I need to play for the group. But my whole thing is I need to know you're doing your job.
Right.
That's for me. Like I'm just saying.
They coming to see me, Otis.
I've been in groups where people was like, "Oh, we didn't even know you could sing." And I was like, y'all said y'all needed a drummer. I'm not about to come in here and be like, "Well, I'm about to take over and lead." I'll play the drums,
Right.
but I need to know that y'all all serious about what y'all doing. Because if y'all not, I will leave and go figure this out by myself. Is what I'm saying. That's why I always say I believe I'm more independent because I hate. But for example,
Moving at other people's pace.
like for example, my cousin Fats is very group dependent. Where a lot of times when the Dub Camp had shows and stuff back in the day, if they couldn't get all the members, he wouldn't go. And they'd be like, "No, we'll just go by yourself." He'd be like, "No, I'll just pay." And I'm like, there was too many opportunities you missed because you waiting for people. As opposed, and he was like, "Well, that's the whole group. We all kind of like how you said the right people around you." He was like, "We're all kind of." We wait on stuff, but I'm like, no, because one of y'all was ready, you was ready, and so was ready. The other two might not have been, but y'all two was. start making more music with just the two of y'all and pushed it out. They like.
I feel like he
well,
deserves
we're
a
group.
plug after that one because I would like to say that Fats is one of the coldest rappers that I've ever met in my life. Like one of the coldest, most skilled. Like I got a couple songs with him, but yeah,
Oh, he amazing.
Fats is cold.
But I don't.
But yeah, I do believe he hindered himself a lot.
And sometimes I be looking at your career like, why isn't Ron further than where he is? Because I believe you're extremely talented, and the fact that you haven't had a project come out since
2 years ago.
and before that, I've known you for 12 years.
Yeah,
And
I've
it's
had
like
2
you'll
projects.
have 1, 2, 3, and I'm
Yeah.
like 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8 name change. 1, 2, 3. I'm on my 7th one now. It's Chuck Jordan.
Yeah,
It's a fine balance.
You know what I'm saying? That's
in
why
between the both of
blowing my
y'all,
mind.
where a happy harmony can be met. Where
Yeah.
sometimes it may be a little too much, sometimes not enough. It's that happy medium.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Of course,
Definitely.
that's why I feel like with us, I'm great because I'll be like, all I gotta do is my job. And I probably get mad at our other group. Me and Abe probably. I think I've talked to both of y'all about other group members. And I'll be like, man, if they don't get on their shit, they be like, and then they'll come and do their own shit. But I'm like, I'm this close. I'm this close. They like, bro, could chill out. But I'm like, I just don't. I've always felt like, especially playing basketball and football, if you don't do your job, it makes it harder on the entire team.
yeah, that's true.
And you're only as strong as your weakest members. And sometimes I'll be feeling like a coach, like, well, that means I got to get rid of them weaker members and find some stronger people in here.
And see, that's why I enjoy that because I got to coach mine. So if I see somebody who hooping and you ain't shooting, guess what? Yo, come with me, man. We about to work on your shot. I'm going to get you right. You know what I mean? So I kind of enjoy building teammates up like that. So it don't bother me as much. Now, if you just stubborn as hell, that's a different thing. But if you willing and want to try, I'm always like, yo, let's get it. We'll get it next time. Definitely. Next up, though, another topic I wanted to discuss. If you were a professional wrestler today, who would be your number one enemy, your ally? You always have a yin and yang. It was Hulk Hogan, Macho Man. Who would you pick to be your counterpart? If you were the good guy, he was the bad guy. This was the story being told. Who you got? Me personally, if you got guys need a minute.
We already know Cody's your guy.
No. I'm
Cody's
picking
your
Roman Reigns.
As your tag team?
As my enemy.
I said we already know Cody's your partner.
We picking who is our.
You said enemy and partner. That's 2.
Or counterpart is what he meant. He meant like the yin to your yang.
That's what I meant.
I thought he meant like
So like how Seth Rollins has Roman Reigns.
I thought he was asking both.
Exactly.
Like who would be like
No.
your guy
Who is
your
your
partner and who's your enemy?
That's kind of funny.
You're
though, if you think
Batman.
about
This
it.
is Joker. Who is that? Mine is Roman Reigns.
It's funny when
hands
you
down.
think about it though, because you think about certain wrestlers like Seth Rollins, you're like, well, Seth Rollins got CM Punk. No, like he has CM Punk, he has other people, but his main nemesis, his Joker, is Roman Reigns.
It takes 2 to tango. A lot of people always say, "Oh man, I could do it." It takes 2 to tango. That's kind of like piggybacking our last segment, like working in groups.
Yeah,
so that's what got me thinking. Who is a good counterpart? Who would you pick, Ryan?
That is a good choice.
Because they got to be able to wrestle, they got to be able to talk, and they got to be able to make you look good, and vice versa. And only certain people do that, man.
I think it would be Carmelo. For me.
Wow.
I think because we not that difference in like height, not that much of a difference in height. Same, we would have the same similar style. I think there will be like some pretty dope wrestling.
Definitely.
Either that or Mustafa Ali. That'll be some amazing stuff.
Who you got?
Definitely Ron T.
Ron T. What the hell?
Let's go.
Honestly, I would want to go somebody who's going to be the next star that I can see that way. I believe I can make him better. He can make me better. It would probably be Trick Williams or Oba Femi, one of the 2.
Trick Williams over me.
But it's like we will come up together. That way, it's that hatred would just blossom and just go.
Since you brought it up, you did say tag team partner. Why not? Who would you have as your tag team partner? Yes, you are right. Ding, ding. You should get a fucking prize. Mine is Cody Rhodes. But
I know.
who would be your partner?
I figured that one.
Yeah.
Who would be your partner?
Give
Ryan T?
me a second. Go to Chuck.
Chuck,
I wasn't thinking partner.
your tag team partner.
Well, since he's out there and he's by himself, you got what I mean? I figured, 5, 2.
Ah, man.
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
Shoot.
I know he thought I was going to go Roman. No.
Yeah, I thought you were.
Because I don't know. I feel like my persona would tiptoe between heel. What do you call them? Like those baby faces, but not really baby faces. The heel, like the tweeners. I think that would be more my persona. So somebody that would fit that way would be. Man, that is a good question. Who's a good Randy Orton?
I was going to say Aleister Black for you, but Randy's a good one.
Yeah, Randy Orton.
I got another question for y'all. This was brought up last night, actually, or a couple of nights ago on our post show on SmackDown after Motor City Machine Guns fought the Wyatt Six. It brought up the question of, if they don't get this story on track with the Wyatt Six, could it be insulting to Bray Wyatt's legacy? Like, should the story and his ideas died with him because only he knows how he wanted them to be portrayed, and right now they're not being presented in the best of light? Could this affect his legacy if continued to be done wrong?
Yeah, it could. But I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, so I can't speak on it. And I don't know if Bo Dallas is like, yo, this is what we want to do, and they're like, nah, we can't do this, and it's coming from TKO, or, well, no, that's too horror heavy. We still into PG. I think
Horror heavy.
Horror
Oh,
heavy.
okay, horror.
But
Horror. Okay.
if that is the case, they
he's
just
talking about that bitch.
they need to learn. Yeah. If that is the case, they need to take notes from the mistakes that Vince McMahon made with Bray Wyatt and let them cook.
Right.
Let them cook. Let them start a story and finish it. Because what they were doing with The Miz and Karrion Kross was interesting, and then it didn't pay off.
Right. Even Chuck was
let them
saying,
cook.
he was making a good point, because you said maybe they might be injured, but even if they are, you done seen Bloodline members where Tama Tonga was out. Well, guess what? Solo and Jacob still come to the ring. You know what I mean?
Even
you up
if-
here firing Jakara Jackson.
Yeah.
Two of these goofs in the Wyatt Six, I couldn't even tell you their name right now.
I know all of them, but still, the thing is, even if you are injured, who says you got to get in the ring?
Right.
Like we saw, what's his name? I want to call him Redbeard because that's what he was before. Eric Rowan.
He ain't one. I remember him.
When the last time Eric Rowan got in the ring?
Right.
So if one of them is injured, have him stand outside the ring like Eric Rowan, and it's enough of them.
I literally just said that because I was like, you have enough members to where
You can
and mind you, most of the time y'all stand on the outside, sit by the rocking chair anyways.
Yeah.
If you're hurt, you just stay by the rocking chair.
Right.
Don't get involved in the match. I said, but you got enough members to where, all right, somebody should always be in the present. I was like, and the whole thing with the Bray Wyatt, I feel like they're gonna fuck it up because I think sort of how you feel, like if done right, it could be something beautiful. And it was starting to be something good. Because Bo spent damn near his entire life with Bray.
Yeah.
He knows how his brother thinks. He knows what his brother would have done. Now, does he know it to the perfect? No.
I think he does because I think they've had so many conversations about it before.
I'm just saying, like, does he know like the inner workings of his brother's full mind? No, but he's probably the person who knows about 80% of it, if not 70. But it's like enough to get the job done. But it's like I always say, the worst thing they did was when they knew they were getting ready to fire some guys and they had them lose to them guys. And then they weren't on TV. Like, they should have been back on your TV. Mm-hmm. Like, all right, well, we're not going to accept an L because Bray wouldn't have accepted an L. As opposed to, oh, we're going to lick our wounds and now we're dealing with all these injuries and now we're off TV because somebody's hurt. All right, you're hurt, you sit on a rocking chair.
Yeah.
You hurt, you stand here. You just be medicine at this top. Or what did they do for what's his name when he was hurt? And they had the Shield. They had him running up the thing, and he stood there and blocked you from going. Like, turned around, ran back. Why? You were hurt, so you really couldn't participate, but you could do enough to block somebody.
Like they had they were teasing something with Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss, and then just stopped. We know Alexa Bliss can be kind of spooky. Why do we tease it if we're not going to pay it off? Like, I think it might be something backstage issue more than anything. And if that's the case, let them cook. Let them tell the story. Let them finish the story, for goodness sake. Because Bray Wyatt has never been able to finish the story without somebody interrupting.
No.
Right. Finish the damn
And
story.
I think a lot of it also has to deal with the generation that we're in. Like, even though this is a great time to be in wrestling, it's like goes back to how you like your wrestling. Because somebody in the back don't like all that spooky stuff. Because all the spooky wrestlers aren't getting no shine. It's your gimmick pushed them off the way. We want these guys. We want this. Like right now, I said we're probably headed into the Lucha era. Even though they're doing Lucha really slow, we all know Lucha to be fast. They're slowing them guys down, but it's like let's get into more of this style.
Could you imagine if they actually followed through with knowing how dark Karrion Kross could get? Followed through with the Wyatts kidnapping Karrion Kross and doing something like that whole thing.
Right.
That'd have been interesting.
It would have. You got to finish the damn story. But before we finish our story here on the Holy Shh Podcast today, I got one last question for you. This is Men's Mental Health Month. It's been going on all month. And shout out to all the men going through things, fighting through your struggles. But there are moments where we think things in our head. We may not act on them. So when was the last time you were out somewhere in public with someone, they did something that just pissed you off, and in your head you wanted to hit them with somebody's finishing move, but you didn't? What was that moment, and what was the move you wanted to hit them with? I'll start. The other day I'm in Walmart just shopping, minding my business. I walk in, some old lady, she's looking for one of them electrical carts. I'm like, damn, ain't one out there, she gonna have to walk. I'm doing my shopping, and here's some young punk on a goddamn cart just having a good time. I wanted to super kick his fucking head off right there, but I didn't. I said, I'm gonna do my self-control, and like we said at the beginning of the show, this is not my fight.
Yeah.
This is not my fight. So I was the bigger man. Self-control, walked away, but I know y'all done had a moment. Y'all wanted to hit somebody with a finishing move. When was that moment, and what was that move?
Monday,
goddamn.
No, actually it was Tuesday when I found out, but Monday I had worked overtime. Tuesday they didn't pay me for it, and the boss that paid me wasn't there, so I had to wait to Wednesday. So all Tuesday I'm thinking of I should have just walked into the office, put him on my shoulders, and F5 the shit out of him through a table.
Damn,
F5 through his table. Not just a regular F5, F5 through his table.
Through the table.
And be like, make sure you fix my pay as I walk out. But then I calmed down. So when the next day when he was there, I was like, hey man, you shorted me. He's like, oh my bad. He fixed it. But I was like, you lucky you didn't catch me yesterday. Because yesterday
You wouldn't have did a tsunami? That's what I would have thought.
Right.
Nah, afraid of heights. I'm F5. Brock.
F5 to the boss from Chuck Jordan. What about you, Ryan T? What move and what was the story? When did you want to do it?
Well, we have huddles for like team huddles and stuff, and sometimes them huddles can go really long, and people are asking like questions that are like common sense questions,
I hate
and it's
those
holding
moments.
and it's holding the huddle up. You like, yo, I still got 10 minutes in between time, but when this is supposed to be over, we can stop. I can go stop and grab myself a breakfast sandwich or something before I got to start work. And they just keep asking the question. It's repetitive. So like those times.
What was the move, though? What did you want to hit him with?
The trick knee. Just run real quick.
Damn.
Get it over with.
Damn.
The trick knee.
That or Aleister's the black mask.
Oh, Black Mask would have came out of nowhere.
I got another one. And this was just going to sound stupid, but my daughter asked me for some money.
Oh my God, he hitting his daughter. We out of here.
No, let me
no.
finish. She asked me for some money, and we're FaceTiming, and I wanted to RKO her because I was like, I just sent you money. And you want to ask for more?
Oh man,
Out of nowhere.
Oh man, what you guys got going on? Anything you want to promote before we get out of here?
New music.
Yeah.
Therapy is out.
It's out? It's out.
It's out.
As of when this comes out, it's out.
And you know what also is out? The new shirts. We got new merch.
New merch.
Damn it,
New
Ron,
merch.
that's my line.
I know I had to say that. Because I actually got a new shirt this time, so I had to say it.
Oh, Ron's excited. Look at him.
New merch. Check it out. HolyShPodcast.com. Everything about our platform has changed. Just roll with the changes.
Also, I technically got a new music video out too. Check it out on YouTube.
Yes.
Hey, and guess what else we got? New merch.
Oh God, yeah.
New Chuck Jordan. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Make sure you check it
New
out.
Ball World Order. Show the head.
Yeah. Shout out Ricochet, our king of the ball world order. But that's it for us, the Holy Shit Podcast. Till next time, it's your boy ABE from DET.
It's your boy Ron T, the Icon.
We are still no eating Chuck Jordan.
Know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when it's your fight, and know when it's not. Words from the Holy Shh Podcast. Peace.